tonight. Can I have your attention for just a moment, please? For those of you who came for the Speak to Council session, there was about 4 people left. And typically, we let you know that you can wait and speak after the end of the meeting if you were not given an opportunity, if you were not called and didn't get an opportunity to speak, or that we can have you put at the head of the list for next month's meeting.
Right. You got your, okay, you have.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The meeting will come to order, and the clerk will call the roll, please.
Councilmember Clifford?
Here.
Councilmember Evans?
Present.
Councilmember Gruber?
Here.
Councilmember Lightfoot? Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Here.
Councilmember Small?
Here.
Vice President McFadden?
Here.
President Scott?
Here. I'd like to ask the council to please rise for a moment of silence. Vice President McFadden, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to add for the record that Councilmember Ortiz is representing the city at a Reclaiming Vacant Properties Conference, which is why she's not with us this evening. We'll now move to retirement and recognition ceremonies. Would Sandra members come to the podium along with Councilmember Evans, Mayor Warren, Commissioner Jones, and City Clerk Hazel Washington.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you enjoying this evening? Is everyone having a good time this evening? Well, today we are here to celebrate Ms. Sandra Members. She has been a valued member of the Department of Environmental Services, Division of Building Services for nearly 17 years. She began her employment with the City of Rochester on October 1st, 2001 as a part-time cleaner, and 4 years later transitioned into a full-time cleaner. In 2007, she was promoted to building maintenance helper, and 3 years later was promoted again to maintenance worker. During her career, Ms. Sandra has worked at City Hall, Public Safety Building, and finally at the East Side Rochester Police Department. Sandra has served the City of Rochester well over the past 17 years and retired on March 30th, 2018. Sandra, thank you for your hard work and diligence. You have been an asset to the City of Rochester, and you will truly be missed. We wish you well in your future endeavors.
Good evening, everyone. I am so proud to be here, and I have enjoyed working for the city for all these years, and it's just a wonderful place to be. And I thank you all. I thank Norm Jones. I thank everybody, and you all have a good evening.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you for your service to the city and the citizens of Rochester, Ms. Members. Would John Standinger come to the podium along with Councilmember Evans? Mayor Warren is there, and Commissioner Jones.
John Standinger proudly served the city of Rochester in the Department of Environmental Services for 28 years.
Oh.
Before his career in the city, John served as a combat engineer for the U.S. Army, specializing in demolition, explosives, and mines. He graduated in 1988 from RIT with a civil engineering degree, and after a brief stint with the County of Monroe in private consulting, joined the city of Rochester in September of 1990. He has been instrumental in driving home the notion of effective teamwork, collaboration, and excellence in the department. He worked hard to foster effective communications with colleagues, residents, businesses, and the construction community. While he was responsible for assisting the administration and management of the city bridge and parking garage programs, his expertise transcended those fields to include roads, buildings, site work, parks, fountains, water, sewer, and pump stations. He has personally shepherded through construction more than 228 projects with a net value of over $400 million.
Oh.
John has been recognized for his contributions with numerous awards and letters of appreciation, not only from DES, but from many state and national societies. He has been involved with many community initiatives, including Veterans Outreach and the United Methodist Church. We all know that John has a passion for skiing, motorcycles, and camping. We hope that retirement will provide him with more time to pursue these interests, and we wish him and his family well in his retirement. From all of us at City Hall and the community, we thank you for your 28 years of service.
I appreciate everybody coming here tonight, and I do appreciate the kind words that were read this evening. And I didn't bring any speech or anything, so again, I appreciate it, and it's been a hoot working for the city of Rochester. Thanks.
Would Mitchell Rowe come to the podium along with Councilmember Evans, Mayor Warren, and Commissioner Jones?
Well, today is a very special day here. We see our former colleague and former councilperson, Carolee Conklin, here. Let's give her a big round of applause. Mitchell Rowe began his career in city government in the summer of 1981 as a recreation leader in the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Human Services. In 1983, he became a full-time civilian employee with the Rochester Police Department and joined the Finance Department in 1985 as a property tax collector. In 1987, he moved into the Department of Community Development, advancing to senior city planner. In 1993, he received an Employee Recognition Award from the mayor and the Rochester City Council. In 1997, Mitch was appointed as Neighborhood Empowerment Team Administrator in Sector 3. Among other accomplishments, he and his team helped close hundreds of drug houses, brought new housing units to Fulton Avenue, and established the Loud Avenue Music Festival. Mitch moved to the office of Mayor William A. Johnson Jr. in the year 2000 as staff assistant to Deputy Mayor then Jeffrey T. Carlson. In 2004, he was appointed as Deputy Commissioner of the Department of Parks and Recreation and Human Services under our then President of City Council, Loretta Scott, where he remained until the end of the Johnson administration. He also served as a member of the Monroe County Legislature from 2002 to 2005. And after working in the town of Irondequoit as the Director of Planning and Community Development and Seneca County as the County Planning Director, and then as County Manager, Mitch returned to City Hall in 2014 as the Director of Planning and Zoning. In 2015, he was named the Director of Building and Parks in the Department of Environmental Services. He received public service awards for helping to upgrade the GIS system and for his work on Election Day 2016 at the gravesite of Susan B. Anthony, which was visited by more than 10,000 people. He also oversaw the restoration of World War I cannon at Washington Square Park and the construction of Rochester's first dog park in Cobbs Hill Park. Mitch retired from municipal government in 2018, marking a career that spanned almost 37 years. Wow. He is one of 4 generations in his family for whom public service is a proud profession, which they call the family business. Now, therefore, I, Lovely A. Warren, Mayor of the City of Rochester, do hereby proclaim May 15, 2018 to be C. Mitchell Rowe Day in the City of Rochester. But we're not done yet. One of the things that we take pride in is innovation in our city and doing things differently and having partners and career people that actually get things done that have never been done here in the city of Rochester. And during his career, Mitch successfully completed many projects, but one of the main projects that he completed was the dog park in Cobbs Hill. As with many projects, he faced many challenges with this last one, but he and his team were dogged in their determination, and they stuck with it. In the end, Mitch was able to successfully add this project to the long list of accomplishments. So I am very pleased to join with Commissioner Norm Jones tonight, and that we will be dedicating this little slice of Canine Heaven in Cobbs Hill Park and naming it the C. Mitchell Rowe Dog Park.
Wow. Thank you so much. Everybody, I have to gather my emotions for a minute. I only came really to say thank you to a few people. Mayor Warren, thank you for bringing me home in 2014 after you became the mayor. Norman, first time I think I called you that. It's been commissioner for a long time. Thank you for bringing me back to where I was when I left. Loretta, thank you for the confidence you placed in me as your deputy back in the day. Thank you to my family. My mother for inspiring us all to join public service. My wife Michelle for putting up with me. The road, the 37 years wasn't all glorious. There were a few bumps, but we made it through. My daughter Stephanie. I have my sister Abigail here who ensures we have good and fair elections at the Board of Elections. Got a brother and a sister down in Florida, and my other daughter, Allie, are home, I think, watching live streaming. So thank you all. I have a couple of other thank yous, and then I will move along. I have two men who I have to thank. One who's not with us anymore, and one who's here with us tonight. Former South District Council member Christopher Lindley, former deputy mayor, was a real supporter of mine earlier in my career. Was a commissioner who will remain nameless, who didn't want to give me a shot, and Chris convinced him that giving me a shot was the right thing to do, and Chris did that in a way that only he knew how to do. But it was really, really the opportunity that I needed to be successful over time. And my other supporter that I want to thank is Mr. Gary Rogers, who's been a dear friend of mine for a couple decades now. And thank you, Gary, for all you've done and meant to me. So I'm at the Landmark Society now. Don't want to make any sales pitches to the city tonight, but I think there's a lot of opportunities for us to work together to make the city a better place. So thank you all so much. And, okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Mitch. We'll now move to our special recognition ceremony. Will Councilmember Patterson please join Mayor Warren and me at the podium? And will Michael Curson please join us to be recognized? It's an honor to recognize and honor this young man tonight, and you'll find out why in just a moment. Whereas the city of Rochester is known around the world for its historical record on civil rights and as an incubator of innovative business that has changed the human experience, the heart and soul of our city are the people who live here, some with world-class accomplishments all their own, like Michael Curson, who grew up on Petrossi Drive near Portland Avenue in the northeast part of our city. And whereas an undefeated kickboxer with a dozen professional wins under his belt, Michael has not only represented his city, but his country on the global stage as a member of Team USA at the International Thai Martial Arts Games and Festivals. But he didn't just represent us. He claimed 2 gold medals and continued his undefeated streak.
Whereas a fighter out of the ring as well, Michael was not provided with the easiest path, but he pushed forward past financial struggles and past injury to create a better future for himself. And Michael, in kinesiology major at SUNY Brockport, and uses his knowledge in the classroom in combination with what he has learned from the sport to train others and give back to his community, including participating in self-defense workshops with gyms that focus on women's empowerment. And whereas we as a city celebrate the successes of our residents and those who represent our city in the fields, today we congratulate a young man who grew up in the Northeast, went to Wilson Magnet High School, go Wildcats, competed in Thailand, and has a bright and promising future. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Lovely A. Warren, and
Council President Loretta Scott,
Vice President Adam C. McFadden, Council Members Elaine M. Spall, Jacqueline Ortiz, Michael A. Patterson, Molly Clifford, Malik D. Evans, Mitch Gruber, and Willie J. Lightfoot of the City of Rochester do hereby proclaim March 15, 2018 to be Michael Carson Day in the City of Rochester.
congratulations to your hard work.
Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. You know, when I first got my black belt, I never really thought I'd even get this far as I have done with kickboxing and everything else. And it's just like a blessing and an honor to be able to have done this, you know, traveled across the country, representing my country. I had a great time doing so. And I just really want to thank every gym owner who's allowed me to come in and train at their gym. I especially want to thank my wonderful family that's here joining me today for always being my biggest support system and always helping me out when I need it. I also want to thank Mr. Patterson over here for, you know, bringing me in and bringing this honor. And
Thank you, Mike.
that's it. I just want to thank everyone. That's it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Awesome. All right, man. Thank you again.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes by Councilmember Evans. Uh-oh, we didn't tell him, huh?
Madam President, resolved that the minutes of the regular meetings of April 17, 2018 be approved as published in the official sheets of the proceedings.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion carries 8-0.
The following documents are hereby directed to be received and filed. The mayor submits the following: administrative cancellation or refund of erroneous taxes and charges, May 2018, quarterly reports, schedule of revenue and expenditures, March 2018. The council submits disclosure of interest forms from President Scott on introductory number 142, Councilmember Evans on introductory number 160, introductory number 169, and introductory number 184, and from Councilmember Gruber on introductory number 142, introductory number 171, and introductory number 184.
It's time for the presentation and reference of petitions and any other communications. Are there any petitions? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move to the introduction of an action upon local laws, ordinances, and resolutions. Before us, we have introductory number 184, resolution approving standard workday for retirement purposes for council members Evans and Gruber. Does anyone have any questions or comments they'd like to make regarding this legislation? There being none, we'll now vote on introductory number 184. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0.
I will be abstaining.
Sorry, there's an,
And I also will abstain, Madam President, on 184.
carries 6-2. 602. Okay. Now we'll begin the reports of standing committees and action thereon. Vice President McFadden, the Finance Committee report, please.
Madam President, members of the council, the Finance Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory item number 137, approving the apportionment of taxes and charges. Introductory item number 138, authorizing an agreement for ticket sales and box office management of the city-produced events. Introductory item number 139, authorizing an agreement for the administration of workers' compensation case management and medical claim services. Introductory item number 140, authorizing an amendatory agreement for training, development, and delivery services. Introductory item number 141, authorizing an agreement for fiscal advisory services. Introductory item number 142, resolution approving an appointment to the Board of Directors of Action for a Better Community, Inc. Introductory item number 143, amending the municipal code with respects to taxi cab fees. Introductory item number 180, authorizing an agreement for consulting services and the creation of citywide strategic management plan. Introductory item number 181, determining and certifying base proportions, current percentages, and base percentages for the 2018 assessment roll. And introductory item number 182, determining and certifying adjusted base proportions, assessed value, and net charges in assessed value for the 2018 assessment roll. This report was respectfully submitted by Councilmember Molly Clifford, Councilmember Malik Evans, Councilmember Michael Patterson, Council Vice President myself, Adam McFadden, and Council President Loretta Scott.
Thank you, Vice President McFadden. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 137, legislation approving the apportionment of taxes and charges. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 138, legislation for an agreement with SMG for ticket sales and box office management of city-produced events. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 139, legislation for an agreement for the administration of workers' compensation, case management, and medical claim services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 140, legislation for an amendatory agreement for training, development, and delivery services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 141, legislation for an agreement for fiscal advisory services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 142, a resolution appointing Rosalind Brooks Harris to the Action for a Better Community Board of Directors. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 143, legislation amending the municipal code with respect to taxicab fees. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 180, legislation for an agreement for consulting services and the creation of a citywide strategic management plan. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 7-1. Introductory number 181, legislation determining and certifying base proportions, current percentages, and base percentages for the 2018 assessment roll. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 182, legislation determining and certifying adjusted base proportions, assessed value, and net changes in assessed value for the 2018 assessment roll. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Councilmember Patterson, the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee report, please.
To the council, the Neighborhood and Business Development Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 144, authorizing the sale of real estate. Introductory number 145, authorizing the acceptance of real estate by donation. Introductory number 146, authorizing a lease agreement for space in the Port Terminal Building. Introductory number 148, authorizing the mandatory agreement with Bergman Associates, architects, engineers, landscape architects, and surveyors, DPC, regarding the update of the city's comprehensive plan. Introductory number 149, authorizing the mandatory agreement with Environmental Testing and Consulting Incorporated. The Neighborhood and Business Development Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 147, amending the zoning map for 4 and 8 Birch Crescent. The following entitled legislation is being held in committee. Introductory number 150, authorizing agreement related to mortgage financing and extending the deed reverter date for affordable senior housing projects at Cobbs Hill Village, Plymouth Gardens, and Seth Green Park. Introductory number 179, authorizing payment in lieu of taxes and loan agreements for the Southview Towers project. Humbly submitted by Willie J. Lightfoot, Jacqueline Ortiz, Vice President Adam C. McFadden, President Loretta C. Scott, and Council Member myself, Michael A. Patterson.
Thank you, Councilmember Patterson. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 144, legislation for the sale of 3 properties. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 145, legislation for the acceptance of real estate. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 146, legislation for a lease agreement with California Rolling in the Port Terminal Building. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 147, legislation amending the zoning map for 4 and 8 Birch Crescent. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introduction number 148, legislation for an amendatory agreement with Bergman Associates regarding the update of the city's comprehensive plan. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 149, legislation for an amendatory agreement with Environmental Testing and Consulting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Councilmember Patterson, do you have a motion for introductory number 179?
Yes, at this,
Legislation authorizing a pilot and loan agreement for the Southview Towers project.
yes, at this time I ask for a motion to discharge from committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of discharging introductory number 179 from committee, please say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 7-1. Now, let's vote on introductory number 179, legislation authorizing a pilot and loan agreement for the Southview Towers project. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 7-1. Councilmember Evans, the Parks and Public Works Committee report, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam President, and to the council. The Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 151, amending ordinance number 2017-35 and appropriating funds for the 2018 Preventative Maintenance Northeast Group Number 1 project. Introductory number 152, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $4,999,000 in bonds of said city to finance the milling and resurfacing of certain portions of 48 streets in the northwest quadrant related to the 2018 residential milling and resurfacing program. Introductory number 153, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $111,000 in bonds of said city to finance replacement of water mains, lines, and valves along certain portions of 48 streets in the northwest quadrant related to the 2018 residential milling and resurfacing program. Introductory number 156, authorizing an agreement for engineering services for the Public Safety Building Evaporative Condenser Replacement Project. Introductory number 157, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $361,000 in bonds of said city to finance the cost of the design and replacement on the rooftop evaporative condenser system at the city's Public Safety Building. Introductory number 159, authorizing agreements for environmental site assessment and remedial services. Introductory number 160, authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Clean Heating and Cooling Community Campaign. Introductory number 161, authorizing an agreement for water quality testing services. Introductory number 162, authorizing an agreement for cryptosporidium and Giardardia laboratory services. Introductory number 163, authorizing an agreement for water system improvements as amended. Introductory number 164, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $900,000 bonds of the said city to finance the cost of certain water system improvements for the 2018 Mount Read Boulevard, New York State Department of Transportation Improvement Project. Introductory number 165, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement for the fueling of fire department vehicles. And introductory number 183, amending ordinance number 2018-40 relating to the Thomas P. Ryan R. Center Gym Air Conditioning Project. The Parks and Public Works Committee recommends for consideration the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 154, authorizing pavement width changes for Seward Street at school number 19. Introductory number 155, amending the official map of abandonment of a portion of Circle Street. And introductory number 158, amending the official map to dedicate additional right-of-way within the Inner Loop East Transformation Project. This report was respectfully submitted by Councilman Rich Gruber, Councilwoman Elaine M. Spall, Vice President Adam C. McFadden, President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Malik Evans.
Thank you, Councilmember Evans. That report will be received, filed, and published, and will proceed with the vote. Introductory number 151, legislation amending ordinance number 2017-35 and appropriating funds for the 2018 Preventive Maintenance Northeast Group Number 1 project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 152, a bond ordinance to finance the milling and resurfacing of certain portions of 48 streets in the northwest quadrant. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Clifford?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Gruber?
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Spall?
Yes.
Vice President McFadden? Yes. President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 153, a bond ordinance to finance replacement of water mains, lines, and valves along certain portions of 48 streets in the northwest quadrant. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Clifford?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Gruber?
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Spall?
Yes.
Vice President McFadden? President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 154, legislation authorizing pavement width changes for Seward Street at school number 19. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 155, legislation amending the official map by abandonment of a portion of Circle Street. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 156, legislation for an agreement for engineering services for the Public Safety Building Evaporative Condenser Replacement Project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 157, a bond ordinance to finance the cost of the design and replacement of the rooftop evaporative condenser system at the city's Public Safety Building. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Clifford?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Gruber?
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Spall?
Yes.
Vice President McFadden? President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 158, legislation amending the official map to dedicate additional right-of-way within the Inner Loop, and the Inner Loop East Transformation Project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 159, Legislation authorizing agreements for environmental site assessment and remedial services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 160, legislation authorizing agreements and appropriating funds for the Clean Heating and Cooling Community Campaign. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
And Madam President, I abstain on 160.
Motion carries 7-0-1. Introductory number 161, legislation authorizing an agreement for water quality testing services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 162, legislation authorizing an agreement for cryptosporidium and giardia laboratory services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 163 as amended. Legislation authorizing an agreement for water system improvements. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 164 is a bond ordinance to finance the costs of certain water system improvements for the 2018 Mount Read Boulevard NYSDOT Improvement Project. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Clifford?
Yes.
Councilmember Evans?
Yes.
Councilmember Groover?
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz? Councilmember Patterson?
Yes.
Councilmember Spall?
Yes.
Vice President McFadden? President Scott?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 165, legislation authorizing an intermunicipal agreement for the fueling of fire department vehicles. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 183, legislation amending ordinance number 2018-40 relating to the Thomas P. Ryan Our Center Gym Air Conditioning Project. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Councilmember Lightfoot, the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee report, please.
Thank you, Madam President. To the honorable body, the Public Safety, Youth, and Recreation Committee recommends for adoption the following titled legislation. Introduction number 166, amending the budget to fund the Shot Spotter program. Introduction number 167, amending the budget and authorizing an agreement for conflict counseling services. Introduction number 168, authorizing an agreement for the Officer Assistance Program. Introduction number 169, authorizing agreements for the 2018-19 Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Program. Introduction number 170, authorizing an agreement for adult employment readiness training. Introduction number 171, authorizing agreements for the 2018 Summer of Opportunity Program. Introductory number 172, authorizing agreements for the 2018 Summer Food Service Program. And introductory number 173, authorizing a grant agreement to prepare communities for complex coordinated terrorist attacks. Introductory number 174, authorizing agreements for a 10-minute walk to parks action plan. And introductory number 26, authorizing receipt and use of the Burn Justice Association grant from the Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Research Supplement from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and authorizing an agreement with the Rochester Institute of Technology. This report is respectfully submitted by myself, Councilmember Willie J. Lightfoot, Councilmember Mitch Gruber, Councilwoman Jacqueline Ortiz, Vice President Adam C. McFadden, and President Loretta C. Scott.
Thank you, Councilmember Lightfoot. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 166, legislation amending the budget to fund the Shot Spotter program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 167, legislation amending the budget and authorizing an agreement for conflict counsel services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 168, legislation authorizing an agreement for the Officer Assistance Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 169, legislation authorizing agreements for the 2018-19 Gun Violence Elimination Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
And Madam President, I abstain on 169.
Motion carries 701. Introductory number 170, legislation authorizing an agreement with Young Adults Manufacturing Training Employment Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 171, legislation for the Summer of Opportunity Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
President Scott, I have to abstain, please.
Motion carries 701. Introductory number 172, legislation for the 2018 Summer Food Service Program. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 173, legislation authorizing a grant agreement to prepare communities for complex coordinated terrorist attacks. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 174, legislation authorizing agreements for a 10-minute walk to parks action plan. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 26, legislation authorizing receipt and use of a burn justice assistance grant for the Give Research Supplement from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and authorizing an agreement with RIT. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries 7-1. Councilmember Spall, the Arts and Culture Committee report, please.
Thank you, President Scott. The Arts and Culture Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 175, authorizing an agreement for fireworks displays. Introductory number 176, authorizing an agreement for the 2018 Cornhill Arts Festival. Introductory number 177, authorizing an agreement for management of the Rock Women's Festival. Introductory number 178, authorizing an agreement for the 2018 Park Avenue Summer Art Festival. This was respectfully submitted by Councilwoman Molly Clifford, Council Member Michael A. Patterson, Vice President Adam C. McFadden, President Loretta C. Scott, and myself, Elaine M. Spall.
Thank you, Councilmember Spall. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 175, legislation authorizing an agreement for fireworks displays. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 176, legislation authorizing an agreement for the 2018 Cornhill Arts Festival. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 177, legislation authorizing an agreement for management of the Rock Women's Festival. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Introductory number 178, legislation authorizing an agreement for the 2018 Park Avenue Summer Arts Fest. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries 8-0. Is there any miscellaneous business to come before City Council? If there is not, the meeting is adjourned. We will reconvene the Speak to Council session for those who were at the end of the list who desired to speak. Earlier, and we ran out of time, please feel free to come to the podium. For anyone else who is, would you please take your seats or join the Speak to Council session? Turn the microphone on, please.